Today's video is about one of the most premium finance roles that came to IIM Ahmedabad during placements. This is not a typical consulting or investment banking role. This is a venture capital investing role. The firm is Elevation Capital, and what makes this role stand out is not just the work, but also the level of responsibility and the compensation that came with it. In this video, I'll walk you through what the role actually is, what kind of work you do day to day, why this role is considered elite, and finally, the exact compensation with a clear breakdown. Everything I'm sharing is based on the official campus job description, not speculation. Let's start with a bit of context. Elevation Capital is an India-focused venture capital fund that has been investing in the Indian startup ecosystem for over 2 decades. The firm invests across early-stage and growth-stage companies and works very closely with founders, not just as investors but as long-term partners. This is important to understand because the role that comes to campus is not a back-end or support role. It is a front-end investing role with real exposure to decision-making. The role that was offered on campus was Senior Associate, Finance. As a Senior Associate, you work directly with the investment team, including senior members of the fund. You are not removed from the core investing process. You are part of it. Now let's talk about what this role actually involves. In this position, you are responsible for sourcing potential investment opportunities, evaluating startups and business models, conducting market and industry research, building detailed investment theses, creating financial models to assess revenue, unit economics, and scalability, preparing investment memos and internal presentations, and working closely with founders of portfolio companies. In simple terms, you are actively involved in how capital gets allocated. This level of exposure is very rare for campus hires, especially in venture capital. Because of this, the firm is extremely selective about who they hire. Elevation Capital typically looks for candidates who have, a strong analytical ability, a structured approach to problem solving, and are comfortable working in ambiguous situations. They also expect solid finance and financial modeling fundamentals, clear communication skills, and most importantly, a strong ownership mindset. This role is not meant for someone chasing a high package alone. It's really designed for people who are genuinely interested in investing, startups, and long-term value creation. A common question aspirants ask is why such roles come only to campuses like IIM Ahmedabad. The reason is pretty straightforward. Venture capital firms hire very few people for very high-impact roles, where decision quality matters a lot. They prefer campuses where academic rigor is high, peer competition is intense, and the screening process is already strong. That is why these roles are highly selective and not widely available. Now let's talk about the part most people are curious about: compensation. Elevation Capital offered a total CTC of 80 lakh rupees per annum for this role. Yes, 80 lakh. The breakdown was base salary, 60 lakh rupees, and a variable component of 20 lakh rupees. The role was based out of Bengaluru, with a probation period of 6 months. This is not an inflated or headline number. This was the officially communicated campus offer. It's important to understand why this level of compensation exists. This is not just payment for time. It is payment for responsibility, judgment, learning intensity, and long-term potential. In venture capital, you gain early exposure to high-quality decision-making, direct interaction with founders and senior investors, and, honestly, a steep learning curve that just compounds over time. The compensation reflects both the current responsibility and the future upside of the role. If you are an MBA aspirant targeting roles like this, there's one reality you should keep in mind. These offers are not made during placement week alone. They are built over strong fundamentals, clear career intent, consistent preparation, and of course, genuine interest in the domain. No amount of last-minute CV polishing can substitute for that. This was a complete breakdown of the Elevation Capital role at IIM Ahmedabad. The work, the expectations, and the exact compensation. In upcoming videos, I'll continue sharing real campus job descriptions, actual role responsibilities, and verified compensation numbers. If you want to understand MBA placements beyond headlines and hype, make sure you subscribe to IIM Diaries. Here, the focus is on clarity, not exaggeration.